File item 78. File item 78. Excuse me. File item 80. I'm sorry, there is no floor manager for those others. File item 80, which is another Senator Hueso. Do you wish to take up file item 80? Pass on file. File item 82. File item 82, Senator Vidak. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1363 by Assemblymember Salas, an act relating to animals.
Senator Vidak.
Thank you, Madam President and members. AB 1363 simply extends the process for handling of stray animals to other animals found on farms. This will help increase compliance and reduce confusion in existing law. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Debate or discussion on this item? Any debate or discussion? Seeing and hearing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Anderson. I. Bates. I. Bell. I. Berryhill. I. Block. I. Cannella. I. DeLeon. I. Fuller. I. Fuller. I. Gaines. I. Galgiani. Glazer. I. Hall. I. Hancock. I. Hernandez. I. Hertzberg. I. Hill. I. Hueso. I. Huff. I. Jackson. I. Lara. I. Leno. I. Leva. Liu. I. McGuire. Mendoza. I. Mitchell. Monning. I. Morlock. I. Morrell. I. Wynn. I. Nilsson. I. Pan. I. Pavley. I. Roth. I. Runner. Stone. Runner aye. Stone aye. Vidak. I. Wachowski. I. Wolk. Wolk aye.
Senator Vidak moves a call. File item 87. File item 87. Senator Stone. Not at his desk. File item 90. File item 90. Senator Hill, do you wish to take up file item 90? Mr. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1157 by Assemblymember Nazarian, an act relating to taxation.
Senator Hill.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, AB 1157 extends for 1 year the sunset date for the centralization determination of the fair market value and taxation of certificated aircraft. Although the current lead county framework has worked for the past decade, there are several fundamental problems that California Assessors Association and the airline industry would like to address, such as centralized assessments, decreasing administrative burdens, and proper methodology to evaluate aircraft. Recognize that there are many unresolved issues. The author amended the bill to only extend the current program for 1 year in order to continue the dialogue. Both the airline and industry and the California Assessors Association have committed in writing and verbally that they will meet during the interim to make the taxation of aircraft more efficient and less administratively arduous. By extending the sunset date, this bill ensures aircraft continue to be valued uniformly and taxed efficiently throughout the state and allows stakeholders to have ongoing discussions on this important issue during that time period. I respectfully ask for aye vote, members.
Thank you, Senator Hill. Is there any debate or discussion on file item 90? Is there any debate or discussion? Seeing and hearing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. I. Anderson. Bates. Bell. I. Berryhill. I. Block. I. Cannella. I. DeLeon. I. Fuller. Gaines. I. Galgiani. I. Glazer. I. Hall. I. Hancock. I. Hernandez. I. Hertzberg. I. Hill. I. Hueso. I. Huff. I. Jackson.
Aye.
I. Lara. Leno. I. Leva. I. Liu. I. McGuire. Mendoza. I. Mitchell. Monning. I. Morlock. I. Morrell. I. Wynn. I. Nilsson.
Want to take up 87?
I. Pan. I. Pavley. I. Roth. I. Runner. Stone. I. Vidak. I. Wachowski, I. Wolk. Wolk, I.
All right. Go ahead, Adder. Bates, aye. Bates, aye. All
Bates,
right.
I.
We are going to send, Anderson, I
Anderson,
shouldn't do
aye.
this. We're going to do this one time. We're going to go through the bills once because we're going to put them on call, but we've taken care of that. Bills are going on call. Senator Hill moves the call. And we're going to go back to file item 87. Senator Stone, colleagues, file item 87. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 218 by Assemblymember Melendez, enacting to state highways.
Senator Stone.
Thank you, Madam President and colleague. AB 218 is a district bill that would authorize the relinquishment of a portion of Highway 74 to the County of Riverside from the state of California. This bill will provide the ability for much-needed maintenance and revitalization efforts to take place. The measure is passed out of the Assembly and Senate committees with unanimous support. Thank you, and I respectfully ask your vote.
Thank you, Senator Stone. Any debate or discussion? Any debate or discussion? Seeing and hearing none, is there any objection? Oh, excuse me, we're calling the roll. Trying to get through this. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll. One time, folks. Please call the roll.
Allen. I. Anderson. I. Bates. I. Bell. I. Berryhill. I. Block. I. Canella. I. De Leon. I. Fuller. I. Gaines. I. Galgiani. I. Glazer. I. Hall. I. Hancock. I. Hernandez. I. Hertzberg. I. Hill. I. Hueso. Huff. I. Jackson. I. Lara. I. Leno. I. Leva. I. Liu. I. McGuire. Mendoza. I. Mitchell. Monning. I. Morlock. I. Morrell. I. Wynn. I. Nilsson. Pan. I. Pavley. I. Roth. I. Runner. I. Stone. I. Vidak. I. Wachowski. I. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Senator Hill moves a call. Senator Stone moves a call. We are going to go to file items 91, 93, 96, 97, and 98. If you are the floor manager for any of those bills, please be at your desk so we can call them in order. File item 91. Senator Allen, do you wish to proceed with this? Pass on file. File item 93, Senator Mendoza, not at his desk. File item 96, Senator Leyva, not at her desk. Pass on file. Senator Monning.
Is file 97 next in order?
It is.
I'd like to call for a Democratic caucus request.
All right. Democratic
leave
caucus.
For Democratic caucus.
In the Maddie
members
Lounge.
In the Maddie Lounge.
Caucus in the Cox Lounge, please.
Republican caucus
Thank
in
you.
the Cox Lounge. '97, Senator Glazer, do you wish to take that up? Mr. Secretary, please read. Colleagues, we are back on the daily file. File item 97, Senator Glazer. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 229 by Assemblymember Chang, enacting to public employment.
Senator Glazer.
Thank you, Madam President and members. This bill will provide more options for our state employees and help save taxpayer dollars. AB 229 will authorize state employee workers to take advantage of ride-sharing or home-sharing services while traveling on official business. Ride-sharing offers consumers more choices and can often provide services at a lower cost. This bill is needed, though, because current law is silent on whether or not state workers can be reimbursed for using home or ride sharing during business trips. There is no requirement for employees to use these peer-to-peer alternatives. With Californians spending tens of millions of dollars on employee travel per year, this bill ensures that state employees can use very affordable travel options. I respectfully ask for your aye vote on this measure.
Thank you, Senator Glazer. Under debate or discussion, Senator Leyva.
Thank you, Madam President. Good afternoon, colleagues. I rise in opposition to this bill. I rise in opposition not because I don't believe that we should ever stymie new technology or new industry. California is known for that. Our great nation is known for that. But this is a new industry that is largely unregulated. There is nothing in current law that says that state employees cannot be reimbursed. So why do we need to put it in law? We're specifically talking about Uber and Lyft. What if we put into law that state employees needed to get reimbursed when they shopped at Albertsons, Ralph's, and Vons, but we left out other grocery stores? There is nothing that prohibits them now from being reimbursed. I think the law is premature, and I would urge a no vote.
Thank you, Senator Leyva. Any other further discussion or debate? Seeing and hearing none, Senator Glazer, you may close.
Thank you, members. A couple things to point out in conclusion. One is I know that there have been some issues raised about the regulatory framework for a lot of these new industries. And what I would say to that is that I would encourage the Senate and members who are concerned about that to take the appropriate steps to ensure, as we all want, the health and safety of not just our employees, but consumers of California in regard to these new types of services. A question's been raised about why is this law necessary? Well, there have been steps taken this year to prohibit state employees from using these types of services. So certainly a clear statement that there cannot be a prohibition on these services is necessary and worthwhile. I'd point out one final thing, members, and that is that we struggle every year to fund the important services that we know Californians want and need. And it's from education to health and welfare, social services. And so we certainly want our employees to travel when they do need to travel efficiently. We want them to save every dollar because we know it can be used for good purposes. And so with that, this measure is going to provide that authorization that's necessary for our work to be done in the most efficient, economic way. And with that, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Senator Glazer, through my not seeing Senator Hueso's mic, he had his mic up to speak. Would you have any objection? It's your privilege. Would you have any objection to allowing him to speak?
Madam President, no objection.
Thank you, sir. Senator Hueso, and then we will give you an opportunity, Senator Glazer, you will have an opportunity to respond. Senator Hueso.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think it's important to rise in opposition of this bill because this bill is completely unnecessary. Not only is it completely unnecessary, but this bill is going to set a very bad precedent. In California currently, there is no law that prevents employees or state officials from purchasing any particular service. This will be the first. And the question is, why does this industry deserve a special status? Why do they deserve protection from the legislature? Last year, the legislature voted in a bill to have the PUC regulate this industry. And PUC, because the industry asked to be regulated by the PUC, they actually brought that measure forward. They started as an industry, a rogue industry, breaking the law, operating illegally within the streets of California, in violation of every rule that governed transportation businesses. And in response to orders to deceased services, they responded by having the legislature approve the PUC to grant them oversight. Now, this year, that industry introduced 12 bills to grant them special exemptions from regulation by the PUC. 12 bills. They ask to be regulated. When the PUC begins to regulate, they come to the legislature asking for exemptions from regulation. Now, this bill will be the first of its kind, granting a special status to this industry. There was an advisory report given by UCLA that told their employees that they advised them not to use this industry because it was not regulated and it was a danger to them. They didn't say they would not reimburse. They just said, we recommend that you do not use this industry because your life will be at risk. The industry responded by clarification, asking them if they were going to not honor employee receipts, and they came out publicly, said, no, we will still honor them, but we don't think it's in the best interest of the University of California, Los Angeles employees to use this unregulated service because we believe our employees' lives will be at risk. This bill would tell similar departments, of course, this bill would not apply to UCLA because of the Constitution that prohibits the legislature from imposing any rules or regulations on how the universities are administered economically. So this bill wouldn't apply to UCLA. If UCLA did want to ban the service, they could, actually. This bill wouldn't change that. But what this bill would do in the instance, maybe in a year or 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, that it becomes a threat to the public health to use this industry, there's a law saying that you cannot deny reimbursing a receipt to use that service. I think that's bad public policy, ladies and gentlemen. We should not be doing that here. This is not what this legislature should be doing. Getting in the way of an agency that we entrusted with regulating this industry by passing bills that give them special protected class status. Again, this bill could lead to increased costs in these services. There's a reason why they're seeking this protected class. Action after action, this industry has been found in violation of the law. Beginning back as October 2010, the CPUC issued cease and desist orders to UberCab for failure to have valid authority to operate. In 2012, CPUC issues cease and desist order to Lyft and Sidecar for failure to have valid authority to operate. November 2012, CPUC issues citations to Lyft, Sidecar for safety violations. 2014, 150 drivers were issued warnings for unpermitted operations. 2013, Los Angeles City Department of Transportation issued cease and desist order to Uber, Sidecar, and Lyft for failure to have authority to operate. September 2014, San Francisco and Los Angeles County District Attorneys issued letters to Uber, Lyft, and Sidecar warning of legal action for failure to operate legally based on a joint investigation that found a litany of violations for California law. The DAs argued that these ride-hauling companies posed a continued threat to consumers and the public. Again, the DEA issued that these ride-hauling companies pose a continued threat to consumers and the public. 2014 of September, CPUC issues letters to Uber, Lyft, and Sidecar that their pooling services are illegal under California law, and the companies have failed to receive proper authority. Again, there's lots more. I could stand here and read all the violations. This bill should not be approved today by this legislature. It's premature. There's no place for it in a state that values their employees and in a state that's really looking to save money on services provided there. And so I urge a no vote, ladies and gentlemen. Let the CPUC do its job and regulate this industry. We cannot micromanage this industry from afar. And we sure shouldn't be giving them exemptions from the law this early before the CPUC even begins to regulate them. So I urge a no vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Hueso. Senator Allen?
Okay, I just want to say all we're talking about is allowing government employees to get reimbursed for using these services. love my colleague from San Diego. I think he's made some incredible points, and I think he's laid the groundwork for some serious work next year about regulating this unregulated industry that needs regulation and that needs oversight. And I think there's also an argument to be made for deregulating certain aspects of the taxi business that are currently hamstrung by the rules, where if I pick up a taxi cab in Santa Monica, it drops me off in West Hollywood, they got to drive all the way back to Santa Monica just to pick up their next passenger, whereas Uber or Lyft can go and pick someone else again, really nearby, and it's much more efficient as a result. So they have all sorts of advantages. We need to address them. We need to address them in terms of regulation. We need to address them in terms of legislation. I think the senator and my friend has articulated a strong case for an important piece of legislation next year. But I want to just remind folks about what we're talking about here, which is just allowing people to get reimbursed for the use of the services when they're doing government work.
Thank you, Senator Allen. Any further debate or discussion? Seeing and hearing none, Senator Glazer, you really may close.
Thank you, Madam President and members. I also appreciate the heartfelt concerns from my colleague from San Diego. I'd make a couple clarifying points. Number one is that if there's concern about regulation, we certainly have agencies, small and large, throughout our great state government that is taking a look at a lot of these new industries to ensure that they're done in an appropriate way with appropriate oversight, appropriate safety, and the rest. Second, there's no special protections that are being created by this bill. What it says is that you can't prevent a state employee for seeking reimbursement. That's it. Seeking reimbursement for making a choice about efficiency or cost, the betterment of their agency. Finally, while there's difference of opinion about issues of safety and price, certainly one thing that can make everybody more comfortable about the legislation is it has a sunset provision in it. It's only in effect until 2019. That would allow us to again reevaluate this and ensure it's done in the best interest of the state and the taxpayers. And with that, I ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Glazer. And to remind the body, we will be doing one round, one roll call, after which point we will be placing matters on call. So please pay attention as Mr. Secretary calls the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Aye. Bates. Aye. Bell. Berryhill. Aye. Block. No. Cannella. Aye. De Leon. Fuller. Aye. Gaines. Aye. Gagioni. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Hancock. No. Hernandez. No. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Hueso. No. Huff. Aye. Jackson.
No.
No. Lara. Leno. No. Leyva. No. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Mitchell. No. Monning. No. Morlock. Aye. Morrell. Aye. Wynn. Aye. Nilsson. Pan. Pavley. No. Roth. Aye. Runner. Aye. Stone. Aye. Vidak. Aye. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk. Aye.
Senator Glazer moves a call. All right, file item 98, file item 98, Senator Stone. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Concurrent Resolution 15 by Assemblymember Levine relative to the California Holocaust Memorial Week.
Senator Stone.
Thank you, Madam President. ACR 15 proclaims California Holocaust Memorial Week. More than 80 years ago, Adolf Hitler was hell-bent on the destruction of an entire people. The Anti-Defamation League recently reported an alarming increase of more than 20% in anti-Semitic violence in the past year. These violent attacks and acts of anti-Semitic hate are occurring globally in places like France, Denmark, Argentina, South Africa, Russia, Greece, Austria, Hungary, Germany, and here in the United States of America. There are far too many examples of hatred and rising violence against Jews. We all wish, hope, and pray that lessons of the past will inform us and protect us from the future discrimination and crimes of hate. However, the world in which we live in repeatedly reminds us that hate continues. I respectfully ask for your aye vote on this resolution.
Thank you, Senator Stone. Any debate or discussion on this item? Any debate or discussion? Seeing and hearing none, is there any objection? Excuse me, we have to call the roll. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. I. Anderson. I. Bates. I. Bell. I. Berryhill. I. Block. I. Cannella. I. De Leon. Fuller. I. Gaines. I. Galgiani. Glazer. I. Hall. I. Hancock. Hernandez. I. Hertzberg. I. Hill. I. Hueso. I. Huff. I. Jackson.
Aye.
I. Lara. Leno. I. Leva. Liu. I. McGuire. I. Mendoza. I. Mitchell. Monning. I. Morlock. I. Morrell. I. Wynn. I. Nielsen. I. Pan. I. Pavley. I. Roth. I. Runner. I. Stone. I. Vidak. I. Wachowski. I. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
We will be coming back to this. We're placing it on call at the request of the authors, or as the floor managers, I should say. We will come back to that and lift the call at the appropriate time. Senator Stone moves a call. We're going to go to the following items: 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, and 105. If you are the floor manager on any of those, please be ready to take up your items. We're starting with file item 100. Senator Hall, Mr. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 521 by Assemblymember Nazarian, an act relating to HIV testing.
Senator Hall.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. And Senators, AB 521. AB 521 requires an HIV test to be offered to any patient upon being admitted to a hospital, subject to patient consent. Members, HIV and AIDS is a devastating disease that continues to be a leading cause of death in the United States. By increasing opportunities to test for HIV and encouraging more people to know their status, more Californians would be able to take action to prevent or, if necessary, seek appropriate medical attention to treat an HIV infection. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Hall. Debate or discussion on this item? Is there any debate or discussion? Seeing and hearing none, we will announce the vote. We're going to run through the vote twice. We have a full house, so we are going to announce the votes on the bills. We're going to go through the roll twice. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. No. No. Bates. No. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Block. Aye. Cannella. No. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. No. Gaines. Galgiani. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Hueso. Aye. Huff. No. Jackson.
Aye.
Aye. Lara. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell. Aye. Monning. Aye. Morlock. Morrell. No. Wynn. No. Nielsen. No. Pan. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. No. Stone. Vidak. No. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Please call the absent members.
Berryhill. Gaines. No. Galgiani. Aye. Hill. Aye. Morlock. Aye. Stone.
Ayes 27, noes 11. The measure passes. Colleagues, we are going to go back to the 7 or 8 items that we have. on call, and we're going to lift those calls, starting with file item 59. Mr. Secretary, please call the absent members.
Berryhill. Fuller. Gaines. No. Huff. No. Jackson. Mitchell.
Please call the absent members.
Berryhill. Fuller. No. Jackson. Mitchell.
Moves a
Berryhill,
call.
aye.
Berryhill, aye. Senator Mendoza, would you like to move a call? Senator Mendoza moves a call. File item 77. Mr. Secretary, please call the absent members.
De Leon. Aye. Galgiani. Aye. Latta. Aye. Mitchell. Aye. Runner. Wykowski.
Ayes 38, noes 0. That measure passes. File item 82. Please call the absent members.
Allen. Galgiani. Aye. Leyva. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mitchell. Mitchell, aye. Allen, aye.
Ayes 40, no 0. The measure passes. File item 87. Mr. Secretary, please call the absent members.
Hueso. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mitchell. Aye. Nilsson. Aye.
Ayes 40, no 0. The measure passes. File item 90. Please call the absent members.
Fuller. Aye. Latta. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mitchell. Aye. Runner.
Ayes 39, no 0. The measure passes. File item 97. Mr. Secretary, please call the absent members.
Bell. No. De Leon. Galgiani. Hall. Aye. Latta. Aye. Mendoza. Nilsson. Aye. Pan.
Ayes 25, noes 11. The measure passes. File item 98. Please call the absent members.
De Leon. Galgiani. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Latta. Aye. Leyva. Aye. Mitchell. Aye.
Ayes, De Leon up. Ayes.
De Leon, aye.
Ayes 40, no 0. That measure passes. The last one of the items on call, file item 116. Mr. Secretary, please call the absent members.
De Leon. Aye. Huff. Latta. Aye. Runner. Wolk. Aye.
Ayes 27, noes 11. The measure passes. All right, we still have one item on call. We will continue it on call and wait till the next go-round unless Senator Mendoza asks to lift it between now and then. So we are going to go now to file item 101. Senator Wykowski, do you wish to bring up this item, file item 101? Senator Wykowski nodded his desk. File item 102. File item 102. Senator Galgiani, do you wish to take up this item? Mr. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1347 by Assemblymember Chu, an act relating to public contracts.
Senator Galgiani.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members. AB 1347 establishes a reasonable and fair process to resolve disputes between local agencies and contractors for unpaid work related to public works projects. The bill addresses the indefinite delay of payment to California's many public works contractors for extra work performed. When contractors can't resolve disputes and receive prompt payment for work performed at the request of a public agency, they can't pay their employees. The status quo has put many of these employers and employees in difficult financial situations. This bill proposes a dispute resolution process that allows both local agencies and contractors to come to the table when resolving claims for unpaid work. This bill has strong bipartisan support. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Galgiani. Any debate or discussion on this item? Any debate or discussion on file item 102? Seeing and hearing none, is there any objection to substituting a unanimous roll call? Seeing and hearing none, ayes 40, no 0. The measure passes.